Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien and Bubba here on Sunday, August 4th. Sitting in for Paul Harvey today. Stand by for commentary. Well, Americans, it's the day after El Paso's mass shooting, the aftermath, as some people call it. And I hope I do as good a job as Mr. Harvey would today in trying to gives us some semblance of something. Why did the people die yesterday? Well, the number of people dead has not been finished yet because you still got people in the hospital that are critical. Whether they survive or not, we don't know yet. But to try to give Mr. Harvey a good representation so that when I see him again, I'll say, hey, I left the mantle in a good place. I'll try this. The aftermath of yesterday's El Paso mass shooting is going to be as usual. All the news networks will be there telling all the stories of the people who died and the people who lived through all the gunshots. And one or two funerals, maybe. They don't even concentrate on that no more. They'll talk to the law enforcement. They'll talk to the local candidates that are running for U.S. president, the dum-dums, sorry, Democrats. And, homeboy, Beto O'Rourke. He'll be number one on the list. Isn't that a political opportunist there to take advantage of that, of something that people died for your political career, Mr. O'Rourke? What I would say is no comment. I have no comment on this situation. Politically, my heart goes out to El Paso, but he won't say that. He'll be commenting on that as a political candidate because, hey, he's running for president. Yeah, right. Okay. But what caused this? Well, since 1999 in Columbine, I believe there's been over 200 mass shootings. That's more than one person. That's what they call mass shooting. It's like the Boston Massacre. Remember that? Yeah, well. So, what caused these mass shootings? And the latest one in El Paso? Well, I can name a few things. The National Rifle Association, MAGA, uh, racist, lock them up, or go back to your home country where you belong. And, well, you live in infested cities. It's the political discourse that we got here. And the human discourse. Even companies treat their employees like they were dirt. Or bottom line. The older you get, the more expensive that bottom line gets. It's your neighbor not knowing your neighbor. It's the police and law enforcement forgetting what policing is. It's communities forgetting what community is. It's not enclaves. And it's human beings forgetting what they are. It's your First and Second Amendments, where people take them to the extreme. Founders never wanted those two amendments to be the way you treat them today. And look at the cities. You got Chicago, very gun law city. I mean, tight city with the gun laws. New York City, same way. But then you got Georgia and Texas. Hey, you can buy any guns over here. And there's, you can go across the state line and take them. Yeah, no problem. We'll take them over to Chicago and we'll take them over to New York. And we'll get 5 or 6 or maybe 10 times the price. Hey, good business. Yeah, right. And the NRA. Who can forget those guys? How can you be a toting member of NRA and promoting the NRA with all kinds of ammunition? Why do you need a weapon? Really? You have a National Guard in your home state. It's supposed to be safeguarding your safety. You got your local police, and boy, do you have police here. You got city police, county police, state police. You got police up the wanyam here. And it still's not working. Why? Because they don't understand policing. And you don't understand what it is to be coexisting, and I'm there for you, you're there for me. Look at Katrina. Everybody's supposed to be there for disasters, right? Were they? No. All you heard was, and that's all you hear in America these days. So see, speaking for Mr. Paul Harvey, I'm just laying this at the foot of where the problem is. You never developed a foundation from generation to generation to make this country what it is. And it isn't MAGA, and it isn't racist, and it isn't go back to your home country. And you people that come in from other countries, you're supposed to have your adopted country, America. But you never did adopt it, did you? You bring all your baggage, your uselessness, and everything back from your home country. You never bothered to have the sweat that was built this country. The sweat that made it what it was back in the early 1900s. Sure, it had its faults. Every country has its faults. There's no 100% country. But anyway, oh yes, and for you African Americans who like to destroy monuments, and President Trump, mega, mega, mega. The most infested city that I know is Washington, D.C., because it's got watermelons for brains Democrats, no backbone Republicans, or grand old party as you call them, but I call them the growing old party because you need hearing aids, canes, and walkers. That's the way you act, Republicans. And you got the people that are there for your money. Politicians. What do you call it? Lobbyists and all those. You also got all kinds of vermin in there. You got your scorpions, your cockroaches, your scarabs, your spiders. Everything is in the Washington, D.C. There's a lot of spiders in the White House. There's a lot of scorpions in the Senate. And there's a lot of cockroaches in the House of Representatives. So see, that's the most infested city that I know of. It's got a lot of hot air too. Any American can prove me wrong? I bet you Mr. Paul Harvey would agree with me that that's the most infested city in the United States. And this is how we look at it. So this is your favorite alien and Bubba sitting in for Mr. Paul Harvey, who I hope Mr. Paul Harvey Jr. appreciates this, and his dad would have done something similar to this. Thank you.